And we are live. Yeah. Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I don't know why I'm sounding like this is recording, but yeah. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. So far, no one has tuned in yet, but I'm just going to give it a few minutes and as we wait for a few people to get on, and then I'm going to start. Again, I don't want to delay the few that are going to get here first, because again, I don't want it to make it too long for the people that are going to be watching it after I'm done talking. So whoever gets on first, let me wait to get like 4 2 people on, and then we'll start for a minute. Let me first share the link, and yeah. Also, I don't remember how. Oh, there's someone watching. Hi, Sonia. How do I've forgotten how they put the comments on the screen. Yeah, like that. Hi, Sonia. Thanks for tuning in first. Let me wait for other people to get on, and then we can start. Um, I'm seeing 2 people on. Hi. When you get on, say hi so that I can get to see you, because YouTube only shows me the people that are watching. So let me wait for 2 more people, then I'll begin. When you get on, just send me a small message and let me know. I can't find how to share the link. Just trying. At exactly 5 minutes, I'm just gonna start. When you get on, send me a message, send me a hi. Alright, so I'm seeing one more person on. When you get on, please say hi so that I get to know who is tuned in. Otherwise, I can't see who is on, but I guess we should just start. So, yeah. So when I did the Rwanda trip, I did the trip. Also, someone that is watching, please let me know in the comment section if the background noise is getting into, you know, let me know if it's affecting the video a lot, because I can hear it, but I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure if my mic is speaking the entire sound, the entire noise from the background. I've tried to close the windows. There is a show going on. Kupi Bly has a concert in Bara, so that explains the noise. So whoever is watching, please let me know. Tell me if that is if I'm still audible with the background noise going on. Yeah, so when I did this trip, initially it was sort of like a pilot, or is it a pilot study? Is that what they call it? I don't remember what they call it, but it was sort of like me trying to sort of get used to the area, around the city, know my way around the city. And it wasn't a trip. It wasn't, first of all, it wasn't very long. Second, it's not something that I did um, knowing that I was going to create a lot of content. And that is why initially the entire plan was just doing one vlog, and that would be it. But after uploading the first video, when I was editing the first video, then I realized that I had a lot of footage of the streets, and the people that were giving me feedback seemed to love, they seem to like the streets more. So I thought, why not do a separate video of the streets, which I did, and is, it's doing good. So after that, then now people started asking me how much I spent, and I'm like, guys, I remember reading those messages, and I was thinking, guys, I didn't. It wasn't like a fully packaged trip for me to come here and give you all the details and all that. But I decided, you know what? Let me just, do another video, put a few clips that I'd honestly not paid attention to while I was editing the first vlog. The ones that I did in the first vlog, I just put them together and did another video. So that is how we have 3 vlogs from Rwanda. Yet initially just wanted to do one. So I'm just gonna go through this quickly. So of course, most of you guys that were asking are in Kampala. So you need, there are different ways you can get to Kigali from Kampala, and of course, apart from that, using the plane, going by air, which details I do not have clearly, because you guys by now you all know I use for transport. So, and there are different bus services you can use, and I'm talking about services that have daily rides from Kampala to Kigali. Like, there are bus companies that have like 2, they do like 2 or 3 trips per day, so you can use those ones. There's Modern Coast, there's Trinity, I think those are like the 2 best, and then there are other buses that are not as good, but depending on your budget, because the Modern Coast bus, are they modern okay, you guys know the bus I'm talking about, Modern Coast buses. Because I was looking through their rates, not that I was considering them because I'm not in Kampala, but I was looking at the prices, to be able to give you guys like a whole packaged information. So they have a VIP option, which was 55,000 to 60,000, that is Ugandan shillings, and then the normal seat 50,000, around 50,000, because their rates are in Kenyan shillings, so you sort of have to first, convert them to our shillings. Yeah, so roughly you might need close to 60 to 70,000. Yeah, and so you can use that and go straight, like from Kampala to Kigali. But that option would not have worked for me, because like I said, that is an option that can be used by people from Kampala, and as it came from Kampala, so my agent started from Bara, so I got a normal minibus to Kabale. That was 20,000, 25K on certain days, depending on the day. And then so when I got to Kabale, then I went to that park that I showed you guys in the video. Sorry, I went to that park that I showed you guys in the video, and got another car. There are always cars. I don't want to say that there's always a car, because sometimes they do 2 trips, I think, depending on the demand. But on that day, they did 1 trip, because I told you guys that I got to that park at around 9 to 10, and we sort of almost like at around 2. So we had like 3 hours of waiting for the bus to set off, and stuff like that. And yeah, so that day they probably did 1 trip. Yeah, so I got to Kabale, then got those, they're always like small cars, not mini buses, not what, I'm not even sure if some mini buses in Rwanda. and you saw like the big buses, and then like very nice cars. People, Rwanda has very nice cars. I don't know if they really don't let in people with bad cars, but wow. Oh, I don't know if it's just because as in the city, and people in the cities always have like very nice cars. But yeah, so those cars are always in that park in Mwanjari, so that is why you get it, and then head to Rwanda. It takes you up to Kigali, and they're at 20,000 Ugandan shillings. You guys, I'm saying all these prices because I cannot keep repeating them. Whatever person keeps asking me, that is why I'm doing this live. So, and then from then you do whatever it is that you want to do from there. Or in my case, I wanted to first check out the key places. I went to the someone's own Mr. Hi, Alex. Your name is Alex or Alex? Sorry if I'm pronouncing it badly. He says, good evening, I'm Mr. Alex Travel from Kawale, Uganda, and thanks for showing my sister. Hi, thank you so much for watching in my Kawale people. As in Kawale on, which day was it? God, I'm forgetting because I came back on Friday. I miss Kawale. Kawale is like my favorite, one of my favorite places in the entire country. Literally, she gets is my favorite region. Yeah, so thanks for tuning in, Alex. So where was I? So it drives you up to Kigali, and then from then you do whatever it is that you've come to do. Yeah, whatever is bringing you into the city. Or in my case, because I'd come to see key places, on my list was the Kigali Convention Center, the Kigali Arena, the Genocide Memorial, and checking out the Aka Free Zone. And that is what I did. So from Kigali, then I got on a border. One thing about the borders is that you guys all have to have helmets on, or you're not using that bike. Yeah, both the rider and the person they are riding. That sounds wrong. But yeah, so both of you have to have your helmets on. So I got a bike to sorry a second. So I got a bike to, my first stop was the Kigali Genocide Memorial, and the bike was at 700 shilling. Oh, sorry, 700 francs. 700 francs. Let me not say shillings, and you guys think I only spent that amount. So 700 francs. That is around. Let me see, 7 times, because their currency is always like, our currency is like 3 times theirs. Because I mean, you guys know how our currency is. So it was at 700 francs. So I go to the monument. At the monument, you're not charged to enter. So it is free entrance. But someone else has joined. Hi, Hilmi. Is that how they pronounce your name? I hope I'm pronouncing it very well. Good weekend. I have a question for you, Hilmi. On every video that I put up, you're always asking me hi, hello. Like, that is the only comment you ever give. I don't know why. Do you have like a specific reason why? Like, every time I see your name pop up, I know you just said hello. But thanks for tuning in. Tell me where you're watching from. And yeah, so give me a minute, because I'm still sharing to my other platforms, guys. I should have like an assistant to do these things for me. Yeah, so there's no entrance to the convention center. It is free entrance. So when you get in, there is where you get to like drop some money, because you're sort of contributing to sorry, just trying to get more light, because you're contributing towards towards the smooth running of the Genocide Memorial, because the people that work there are paid and all those things. And since there's no entrance fee, you do that because you're supporting. Yeah, so that is, sorry, a minute. Yeah, so I'd totally recommend you to leave something. Yeah, because that place holds a lot of history. A lot of history, not just about Kigali, but Rwanda as a country because of, genocide and all those things. So you get there and you're not allowed to film inside. So what I showed you guys was basically what I was able to see from outside the genocide, because in the clip I showed you guys the graves. There's a rose garden, there's a foundation, uh, what else? There's like a list, which there are a lot of things. There's a list of all the people that lost their lives during the Rwanda genocide. There's like a lot of information outside. So when I showed you guys what is outside, you are wondering, you said they don't allow to film. The only place they don't allow to film is inside. So inside is basically, there are clips of what happened, a few footages. Can I say footages? It's not even right. There's like footage that was gotten by probably the journalists by then that covered the genocide and all that. So when you enter, you get to see that. There are live pictures of the kids that lost their lives, some gruesome pictures of, bodies and, lying down across the road and how they. So you sort of get the entire picture of what exactly happened. And yeah, so that is what is inside. You don't get to I didn't get to film that because you're not allowed to, but that is what is inside the genocide memorial. There are like different corners, and then also footage of the people that lost their lives, their family members and all that. So yeah, basically that is what is inside. So like I said, you do not pay, but you get to contribute to, just leave something, which I totally recommend. So after that, I headed to the Kigali Convention Center, which is also free entrance. You do not pay to enter. So I got in, filmed for a few minutes. So there's a little bit of a distance from, but it's not long, but it's not like, because they're all in Kigali, they are very close to each other. There is like a very slight difference in distance. So from the memorial center to the convention center, from the memorial to the convention center, I was charged 200 francs. Yeah. Then I go to the convention center, entered, did what I was doing, and left. So after that, then I got on another bike, boda. They really came in handy, and I'm so grateful for them, because imagine having to get a car to take you around. Yeah, so boda seemed like the easiest option. So from the convention center, then I headed to the Kigali Arena, which is now known as the BMK Arena. Hope I'm pronouncing that very well. Is it the BMK Arena, or is it just BMK? Yeah. But it was originally just there's actually another name before. It was called Kigali Arena, then it became Kigali Arena, then now it is BMK Arena. Besides, it is also another building that they're trying to finish up. It also looks like a stadium. I don't know what. Maybe Point Rwanda could tell us. It's close to the Amahoro Stadium, but I didn't record that. I didn't check the stadium out, but it's nearby. So the same guy that got me from so now I'm at the girl. Sorry, I'm messing up all these things. So from the convention center, then I get on another bike and head to the car-free zone. So now that is where things started, like stuff had started on a very smooth way, get here, do something, do whatever you're doing, and then head to the next stop. But then leaving, the moment I left the arena is the time things started getting, out of hand. It was almost impossible to get someone who would understand where exactly I was going, or what exactly I wanted, and what I was even saying. And that goes to the point of, you know, people tell you about language barrier and feel like, I could just, sometimes you even soften your English and, you know, it is still hard for them to really get what you're saying. So because they speak mainly Kinyarwanda and then it's Kinyarwanda French, and then they also speak some Kiswahili, which I also didn't know. So automatically when you stop a border guy, they'll start talking to you in Kinyarwanda and you're like, I don't understand. Or in my small Kinyarwanda, you tell them Sivyumva, meaning I do not understand. Guys, you see, I know some Kinyarwanda. Yeah, so you tell a person that they don't understand, so they now try to speak to you in French and they still don't get what you're trying to say. Then they speak Kiswahili. Your girl here still cannot speak Kiswahili. So all the three languages were like a no. It was a no. Yeah, so and then trust me, it happened for like almost 15 minutes and I was like, am I ever going to leave this place? Imagine just telling someone, I'm going to the car-free zone. I am going to the car-free zone. Like you're at a point where you're like, should I even, you know, should I just use sign language? But it is as hard as that. You know, when they tell you they don't speak English that often, you feel like, me, I'll get someone who can speak it. But it was that hard for me. Yeah, so the person that I got from the arena, the border guy that I told I was going to a car-free zone, the first person who really understood where I was going, turns out he actually also didn't understand what I was really saying. So I'm like, I'm heading to the car freeze. And it's like, hey, I know the place. I'm like, are you sure? Because what are the odds? It's like, I know the place. So we start the journey and we go. How do you think we ended up in is it called the economic zone? People in Rwanda will probably know where that is, and you know how far that place is. Guy takes me to the economic zone. We get there and he's like, it is here. I'm like, no, I told you car-free zone. He's like, it is here. I'm like, no, the car-free zone is near, because I'd Googled, and that's also another point you guys have to do your research. I'd Googled because I knew that it was near Bank of Kigali or something like that. So I'm like, so where is the bank? Like, I literally don't see. Even before we got there, like, I showed the guy, are you sure? He's like, you said car-free zone, and I said yes. I don't know. He probably thought I was saying economic zone, and I didn't know how to say it. So that is how I ended up in the economic zone, and we got lost. So when we got there, I told the guy, this is not where you're supposed to be taking me. You're already charging me a lot of money because I'd asked me for 2,000. 2,000 is a lot of money for that distance if you're to convert it. So I'm like, dude, you're already overcharging me for this journey and you've taken me to a wrong place. I wasn't like shouting at him, but I was trying to explain to him, like, this is not where I'm actually going. And for people in Rwanda who know that place, it is hard to even find borders there. I don't know, I think that's the place where like people's offices or something. It's like the Muyenga of, I don't know, okay, not Muyenga, because Muyenga is a residential area. Like, there are a lot of borders and bikes. So I tell the guy, I'm fine with you taking me to the place, because at that point, then now I used his phone, Googled, showed him. So now it was easy for him to know. They even have a local name for it. So at that point, he understood what I wanted. And then he said he could take me there. And then I asked him how much. He tells me, you're going to add me another 2,000. I'm like, no, I might not know the distance from here to the place. He's like, you either give me 2,000 or I'm just going to leave and you're going to have to figure this whole thing out. I'm like, oh, okay. And at that time was really not on my side, because I had to get out of the city before it got too late. Also, it was threatening to rain. So I tell the guy, you know what, let's go. So from that place, so literally in total from the convention center to the Kigali car-free zone, I ended up spending 4,500 francs. Yeah, I know it's very high, but at that point I was like, I just want to get to this place and, just get this whole thing over with. So we get to the car-free zone, got off. I mean, it's a car-free zone. So we get off, then I, start walking through it. You're not charged to be in that place. So what happened is, what else I was doing? Guys, when you join, please let me know so that I can say hi to you. I can only see people that are tuned in, but I can't know who it is. So feel free to say hi. Yeah, so that is how I got to the car-free zone, walked through, and then the videos of the car-free zones that I'd seen before had food at the end of the, I almost said at the end of the tunnel, at the end of the zone. So I walk through, get to the Kigali thing. Is it a monument? Is it a what? A very chill place. I wish you could have a cafe zone in Uganda, probably like in front of Acacia Mall. It would be perfect. Like that is the most perfect place that I even thought of when I got there. So I move, get to the end of the zone, I'm not in the restaurants. And then I'm like, but I've been watching people's videos and their restaurants here. At that moment I was hungry. And I also wanted to try out somewhat random food, but I didn't get a chance. At that moment, it starts raining. So I'm like, you know what? I'm hungry. It's raining. I literally have to get somewhere to sit or I'm going to be stranded here. So that's how I got into the nearby restaurant and ordered for whatever they really had. All they had was junk food. And if you watched my video, I had fries, rice, that local, they have their mango juice made from locally from their mangoes and all that. It's called inyange. And I tried that out. In the video, I made a mistake and told you guys the food was for 445,000. No, the food was for 4,500. Sorry. And you know what is funny is that people from Rwanda watch that video. Now that shows you guys don't watch my videos to the end, because all the people from Rwanda that inboxed me and told me, oh, I just watched your video on YouTube. Thanks for showing our country. None of them really told me there is no way you will have had, like, there's no way you would have spent 145,000 francs on food unless it is golden food. None of those guys told me I'd made a mistake. It only took one person like this who watched the video and said, 45k on food? Is it golden food? Wow. So it wasn't, the food wasn't for 45,000, it was for 4,500 francs. So I guess for you guys that want to travel to Kigali, you now have an estimate in your head. And then so we ate, go to evening. It was still raining. I left Kigali at around like 10 or 11. It was, oh god. Again, I apologize for the noise from the show. These shows never start until evening, until like around 6. It is still 4 and they're already making noise, meaning today there's no sleep for some of us. So basically about accommodation, because I asked around, you can get Airbnbs starting from $20 per night. Around Kigali, pretty nice Airbnbs. Those are things that I looked at, but I didn't really get into, the details. But I think the next time I go there, I'm just going to, I'll try and focus on the food. I really didn't give the food a lot of time also, because again, most of their food is like our food, rice, But then sometimes I forget that I have people watching me from who are not even African, so to them it is not like a normal thing. But I'm trying to learn. I've learned that. I'm just trying to get used to the fact that things that I look at and they might seem normal to me, to you guys, you would actually be interested in seeing them. So I guess I'll keep that in mind next time. So for my budget travelers, $20 should be able to get you a very nice Airbnb in Kigali. So you guys asked about the food, you asked about accommodation, transportation. I guess I've pretty much answered all your questions. For people that are going to watch this video who didn't stream live, that are going to watch it later, please let me know in the comment section. Honestly, after this video, I don't think I'm going to be taking in any more questions from Rwanda. I don't think I'm going to be taking any more questions from Rwanda because you guys asked me a lot of things that I also didn't get to find out. You're asking me about national parks. I did not visit a national park, and I wish I did. I wish I could, but it is expensive for me at least. But I hope that the next time that I go back, I'll be able to do that. So I listed down the things that you guys asked me for. Because I want to wrap up this thing, guys. Yeah, you told me about the things that you need to know, and then another person asked me about the documents. As an East African, all I needed was an ID to cross that border. I don't know about you guys. I don't know about what countries you'll be coming from and all that. Probably you'll need a yellow fever. They didn't ask for a yellow fever card, but someone had ever told me they asked for it. I guess from certain countries you really need to present that. But all I needed as an East African was presenting my national ID, and yeah, that is pretty much all they asked. That's when I was entering Rwanda. Then on my way back, I was asked for a COVID certificate. So you guys don't leave your certificates behind thinking because this whole COVID thing is over, you can now move without the certificate. So yeah, you need your passport. I didn't need a visa. I don't know about the other countries. You guys try to do your research and find out. And then someone asked me if you can drive yourself. I don't know how you'll have to go through that because I also didn't know. The people who took me would probably be the right people to tell you that. Then yeah, driving on the right in Rwanda, they drive on the right. That's one thing you have to know. It is a very safe country. When I tell you it was safe, believe me, it is safe. It is true. I know there are countries who say that's why they brand themselves very well, and at the end of the day, that is not what is on the ground. But Rwanda is very safe. I felt safe throughout. And then another thing, these are basically like the culture shocks that I got from there. The fact that there is no, apart from the cleanliness, there are those other details of like, you literally find no litter around the city. Nowhere. The streets are clean. Wow. I was amazed. And the whole time I couldn't stop but try to compare that to Kampala, and the whole time was like, no way, there's no way this would ever work in my country. And then I don't feel well balanced. I don't know why. And yeah, the cleanliness, and then you're not supposed to. I almost said this in Luganda. I almost said Nebageza Nyakwata. They dare find you stepping on that grass, honey. You'll face it rough. That is how much they protect their green. And if you guys watch the video where I was showing off their streets, you can tell how literally the entire place is green. And I guess that is how they have been able to maintain it. And then there are no, we've talked about the helmets, and also there are no plastic bags like in the entire country. Like nowhere. Kavera, it's not a thing in Rwanda. You buy something from the supermarket, and then they're going to package it in what do they call that? If it's like, they don't use plastic bags, they use paper bags. That is what they use for their packaging. What other thing do you guys ask me about? Yeah, I've talked about the helmets. The body guys move with their helmets. It's not like you have to go with your own helmet. Body guys go with their helmets. I guess that is it really. Yeah, so that is all the information that I had to share with you guys, and thank you so much. I see 2 people still watching, but I don't know your names. You didn't comment, so I can't know who is watching, but thank you so much for watching. Whoever watched and got off somewhere in the middle, thank you so much for tuning in, and I guess see you guys in my next video. So bye.